Welcome back, everyone. The Falcon has returned to the nest. It is mostly done. There are still a few things left to iron out, but we have it at a place now where at least it's running. So now, right now, I'm just kind of working on and tying up what I can before I get out of town. So just what I'm working on now is tying up or rigging up the throttle linkage. I was able to get the throttle linkage rigged properly so the pedal has full range of motion. As you can see, full range of motion. So got that dialed in. The next thing I wanted to get going was the actual seeing if I could fit the air cleaner underneath this thing. You guys know this motor is probably a solid 3 inches taller than the 408. But unlike the 408, this suspension, this Detroit Speed actually allows for you to lower the motor in the car. So it's been dropped an inch. I don't know if you guys can see that, but in the previous videos we went over that when it was at Dow Brothers Race Cars. Pretty much this thing's been lowered as much as it's going to go in the car. Now we do have a Induction Solutions plate on the manifold, and so that takes up approximately, I don't know, well, let me see, I'll get a quick measurement. So anyways, let me see if I can take a quick measurement of the nitrous plate spacer. I think it's just about the same height it's just about the same height as the HVH Super Sucker, so it basically has an inch. If I were to remove it, the nitrous isn't going to be hooked up right now. I barely have enough time to basically shake this car down before I leave. Anyways, long story short, I have about a little over 2 weeks, so I'm not going to be able to shake this car down fully. The carb spacer and the nitrous plate is rigged currently with how the throttle linkage is, but that can be adjusted. That's not a big deal. So I may remove that. So yeah, I'm going to say at the base plate, at the base of the plate, we're looking about 1.25 inches. Somewhere in there. So anyways, removing that would actually clear up some room. It's actually thicker than the HVH Super Sucker's about 1 inch. So it actually takes up more space than the HVH Super Sucker. Who'd have thought? The Hoodscoop would clear. This is a Ring Brothers Universal 2.5 inch carbon fiber Hoodscoop. So, you know, it fit the 408 and I had a little bit of room there. But this one's a little bit taller. How you doing today? Huh? You good? All right. High five. High five. High five. Mazzy. High five. Jake. Jake. Come on. High five. Come on. Jake. Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. High five. Come on. High five. Come on. Here, let's see. Normally she'll do it. Here. All right. Mazzy, come here. No. You know better than that. Come here. You know better than that. This is Mazzy. She is a Vizsla. She's 8 months old and full of energy. She does not mess around. What it really comes down to is, do I feel like going through the trouble right now of removing the plate spacer? Which I might. I mean, it's not a big deal, but literally, I mean, we are like right there. I will say this knob is extra thick. It doesn't need to be that thick. And that's what would fit the spacer or the air filter on top of the carburetor. But let me put the filter on and see how close we are. Another thing I was thinking is maybe, and it might look a little janky, but maybe doing a little bit of some kind of spacer between the scoop and the hood. There's some things you can do, I think, that would get by and for a short period of time. It's not a permanent, it's just more of a temporary thing. I would probably put like an insulator, like a rubber insulator, and if it was tucked in nice, I think it would look halfway decent. You know, most people wouldn't even notice it until they got up on the car. Let's get the filter on here. All right. there she looks. I mean, I think she looks beast that way. But I'll show you guys the clearance in here. Let me show you guys. All right, so here's the problem. We're going down, down, down. You can see we're looking good, looking good, looking good. We'll come up through here. I mean, we are oh so close. And that's where it just kisses right there. So I'm gonna say, looking at, that's at least probably another 2-3 inches. Mind you, that knob, that screw is probably an inch itself. So getting rid of that actually might, like going to a different style, actually might provide clearance I need. So maybe I'll do that. So I removed this thing. It looks cool, but it's just way too big. And I actually got the latch part where the hood actually latches before it touches, before those locks connect. And you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, the bolt. Let me open it up a little bit. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but the bolt is right there. And I'm thinking if I run to remove that bolt or remove that stud and just run a bolt all the way down to the carb, it might make it, because you can hear the hood latch clear. And then I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see, and it's, I mean, it's right there. So it looks like these are a T10 torque screws. Come up. All right, before I take the scoop off, I backed out this side, all the hardware on this side. I backed it out halfway because I want to raise it up a little bit just to see what it would look like with a gap. This side I pulled up on it, and the passenger side dislodged from the body. It doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna have to I'll just be detailing it. I'm gonna buff and polish it anyways because the car has overspray on both sides of the doors. So I'm gonna be detailing it anyways. Looks like I might have to just remove the screws just to play it safe. I don't want to stretch the carbon without if I was to try and pry this up with some screws on this side, it's not going to come even, so it's just going to stress and probably crack the carbon. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the rest of the hardware. All right, so here's the moment of truth. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the scoop off of the body, see what the paint looks like underneath it. It's been on there since, It's been on there since 2017, so about going on 7 years. Basically, I'm just using a interior removal tool behind a good microfiber towel, and I'm just gonna pry gently. You can already hear it kind of break loose. I think that's it. What do we got? So that ain't too bad, really ain't. But this thing, you know, I thought this was a good finish and fit to the car for many years. This was, I don't know, it just gave the car a cool profile. I would actually keep this same style. I just need to, if I get another 2 or 3 inches out of it, I'm staying with this same exact style. It just gives the car a cool little profile. It's carbon fiber too. This was a universal piece by the Ring brothers. So let's take a look and see what we got. And after being on there almost 7 years, somewhere around there, I think I took the car home in August of 17. There you have it. So that's what's left underneath the hood. So it's actually not too bad. I'm pretty sure I can wash that and detail it out. Again, I'm gonna have to buff the car anyways because it got overspray on it. I'm gonna have to detail this entire car. Particular areas where I know there's overspray is right here on the passenger door, the passenger front fender, and then the same side, same thing on the driver's side. Significant, extensive overspray on the fender and the driver's side door. So I have a few things I can do to see if I can get it out. So anyways, let me just see if we can get and then we'll go from there. All right, looks like this thing is down to the last. All right, snug. All right, so let's see if how it closes. All right, I think she's looking good. Now all we got to worry about is just, oh yeah, that's gonna clear. All right, so back to circa 2016 and below. This car ran, it was primer gray from 2012 to about 2016. And when it had the 408 in there, we pretty much ran it like this. So with the Can-In filter just sticking through the hood. And honestly, it wasn't a bad look. When you got on the engine, the RPM went up, you could see it kind of torque. And then when you hit the clutch, it would kind of kick back over. It was actually pretty cool. All right, so for right now, guys, that's what it is. Again, I'm gonna do a thorough wash, clay, buff and polish this thing, and see if we can't bring this back to life, or at least just looking somewhat decent until we figure out the Hoodscoop thing. I'll probably take it someplace where they can just French in that carbon fiber piece and just give it the clearance it needs and keep it uniform where it all looks where it kind of looks natural. So anyways, yeah, we have an air filter and we have a functioning throttle linkage. All right, so no seatbelt down there. The seatbelt bolt is there, but I'll be trying to, basically what I'm going to try and do is install I have an RCI 6-point harness that I'm going to install on the passenger seat. Obviously right now no one can ride in the passenger seat because yeah, you can't ride without a seatbelt, especially in a car like this. One of the other things that I'm going to do is I'm going to update these seats. Before, with the way these seats are, the harness is a 5-point harness, and it's designed to go to a seat that either accepts between the lap strap, but because these are more of a street style seat, I can only use 4, which are the 2 lap belts and then 2 over the shoulder belts. But we all know that that's not a safe proposition, because in the event of a hard brake or impact in the front, you can submarine, which is basically your body will slip outside of that, slip underneath and go wherever the energy will take you. So I'm looking to update to probably a proper Sparco seat. This car is rowdy, it bucks pretty hard, so I'm not even going to take the chance with running these. These are a nice seat, you know, I like them, I hate to get rid of them, but ideally I'd like to sit lower in the car. This car now, the way it is, I can't afford to have to be moving around in the seat. I need to be pinned and really tucked in that seat properly. So also got to do something about that A-pillar or that crossbar, because that is right in line of where your head will be, and this is a street driven car, so which means I'm going to have to add some significant padding up there to make it safe. Really should not be done on a street car. I think ideally that would have been better place to have that bar closer to the where the windshield meets the front leading edge of the roof, but I get it, sometimes you have to fit the car, you got to do to get the stuff to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and readjust my 4-point harness and then get to installing the 4-point harness for the passenger seat. And what's technically a 5-point, but again, the seat nor the car can accept that fifth strap between the legs. So effectively it'll be a 4-point, which is better than a 2-point, but it has to be snug. And again, we're going to have to do something up there significant to prevent, in the event that there's a rollover or momentum carries you forward, if your head were to hit that, that is not an ideal situation to be in. So I'll have to figure that out, but the quick solution is going to be significant padding. If it were up to me, I'd probably wear a helmet when I was driving this car, even on the streets. I don't mind wearing a helmet. This thing it was rowdy before, but the way it is now, I'm gonna say this thing is at least turned up times 2. The good thing about it is the T56 Magnum goes into gear very smoothly. It's almost too easy to go into gear. Goes into gear smoothly. The gearbox itself, no problems with that. Mind you, I only have maybe 30 miles on it. So anyways, let me get to work, get this part going.